How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with a little bit of aged beer up in this piece in form of Kuhnhenn Brewing. It is their Cherry Oud Bruin. Yeah, Cherry Old Brown Ale. 10.5% alcohol by volume. And this be 2017 version. Yeah. This comes courtesy of my boy Rick. He sent off a box of craziness. 3 mystery beers, a bunch of West Coast vibes, and 4 Kuhnhenn beers. This be the last of the bunch. Let's see how this sucker plays out now. I dig me some Oud Bruin. But Oud Bruin can vary quite a bit from beer to beer. You can get very, very, very tart, kind of acidic, almost like balsamic kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that? Apple cider vinegar. Or you can get really sweet on them. So it can vary quite a bit. That cherry component makes me kind of excited because cherry Oud Bruin adding cherry to Oud Bruin is one of my favorite kind of combinations for those. So we'll see what's what. Label-wise, it's awesome. Classic. It looks like it comes from a Celtic festival. And it looks the part of an Oud Bruin, which is basically a brown ale or barley wine. That's what it is. Smashing start we're off to. Let's get a nose. Oh, that smells pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I need to formulate more thoughts because I was about to say something. I don't know if I'm going to be correct on this. I want to take a couple more huffs. Man, that cherry is crazy in here. Like crazy. Like crazy. It's almost like cherry Coke. In a way, it's kind of coming off. There's a slight little tart, like sour thing, but I don't think it's going to come off all that sour. I think it's going to come off very, very sweet, but I don't think I'm going to mind that. But the way this cherry comes off, it's like macerated, sweetened cherry Coke kind of vibes. But if you had a barrel of cherry Coke and then you let it sit for a year and then you emptied it and then you racked an Oud Bruin into that, it's like a cherry Coke barrel-aged Oud Bruin. Yeah. That's what's happening right now, apparently. Yeah. So cherry vibes out of this world. Sweetness, caramel, vanilla, sweetness, but there's just richness to it, too. I think it's going to be a very malt-forward beer. I think it's going to be sweet, but I think there's going to be some depth and richness to the maltiness. And I'm really curious to see how this comes off in the taste. Now, I didn't even read the back. That's how excited I was. It says Oud Bruin, Old Brown. This Old Brown Ale is made with a traditional blend of domestic yeast and wild Brett. So there's Brett in here. That could be the thing that's kind of making it a little bit different for me. We add Michigan cherry juice after fermentation to add life back to this aged beer. So I guess, I wouldn't know, but I guess maybe the cherry juice is like their carbonation for this beer. A lot of times breweries, when they bottle condition a beer, it's basically, they ferment it out and then they put it in a bottle and they toss a little bit of yeast in there. And it gobbles up what's left sweetness-wise, sugar-wise. They might be doing that with a little bit of cherry juice, I guess. I don't know. I'm diving in. Cheers. I think this is delicious. Now, you'll notice something distinctly different when I said that. Usually when I say, I think this is effing delicious, or I say, this is effing delicious, I said, I think this is effing delicious, because I'm pretty sure there's people that hate this beer, like hate it, like completely hate it, and I'll tell you why. That cherry comes off a little bit like Robitussin. I don't mind it, but I get it. Like, I get it in there. So there's like this almost like minty medicinal kind of thing to it. Is that the cherries? It has to be, because, I mean, this is probably the most cherry-forward beer I've ever had in my life. Like, and I mean that. Like, there's been, like, is whatchamacallit cherry? Is Chimay Red? Is that cherry? Or no, Delirium Red. Sorry, not Chimay Red. Delirium Red, I don't know if that's cherry-based, but it's by far and away. Creeks, included. it is by far and away the biggest cherry beer I've ever had. I can see somebody kind of being like, this is way too medicinal for me to kind of get hot and bothered over. What are you doing, Taco Bean? What are you doing, buddy? Come here. Up. Come here. Come. I don't know why he doesn't jump up. Come here. Oh, buddy. Come on. There he is. What are you doing, Stinker Boy? What are you doing, Stinker Boy? This is how we interrupt reviews. We need a little bit of Taco Bean up in our life. Yes, we do. Oh, my God. Good? Okay. Anyway. Yeah, the amount of cherry in this beer is insane. You would love it. You'd love it, bud, but it's alcohol. You would die. Anyway, good talking, bud. Yeah, I dig it because it's got this nice rich caramel component to it. Comes off almost like port, like when you combine away the kind of richness, which is essentially a barley wine at this point. This rich, malty, caramelly kind of beer, that side of the beer, and you add that kind of subtly tart. This is definitely on the sweet side of Oud Bruin. It's not like an enamel ripping apple cider vinegar side, but there's a soft tartness, and you add that cherries into it. It just makes this cool kind of combination. It's cherry Coke beer is basically what I'm talking about, but in a very fun way. I really enjoy this. Preconceived notions. So let's talk about those for a minute. I thought this was going to be the one that I didn't like the most out of the four that Rick sent off. Only because of style. You know, like, I it's not so much that I don't like Oud Bruin. I just know the style and the way they come off can vary quite a bit from beer to beer. So, you know, he sent me a triple bock, which I assumed I thought was going to be fantastic. A barley wine, which was like, come on now, it's a barley wine. And then I forget what the other one was. What was a stout. Oh, sorry. It was a blended stout, though. And I thought, preconceived notion, I thought, okay, I'm assuming the barley wine is going to be the best, because that's really where kind of Kuhnhenn kind of hung its hat for me. And I thought there was going to be a really tight kind of tie between that blended stout and that triple bock. Yeah, we're kind of flipping the script here. I think, you know, the blended stout and the triple bock might have been my favorite. This being a very close third, like very close. Like it probably is up there with those other two. And that barley wine, due to lack of carbonation, mind you, was a distant fourth. I'll probably post these all at the same time. So if you watch this one first, sorry. But yeah, the way the cherry works with the malt base of this beer and the way it comes off with that bit of age on it, 3.5 years, kind of rounds itself out and comes off as like the cherry Coke version of a kind of slightly tart barley wine, but in a very fun way. I dig it. I think it's fun. Yeah. Thank you very much, dude. Very cool. Very cool, Rick. Thank you very much. Anyway, is this one of the better Oud Bruins I've had as of late? Absolutely. Mount Rushmore status, value and availability, no idea. Let me know what's what, Rick, and leave you with, if you like, what will you like this? If you like barley wine, you like Oud Bruins that aren't overly sour, and you really dig on cherry Coke, you will go gaga for this. If medicinal cherry flavor a la Robitussin bothers you, this might not be for you. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Kuhnhenn right now. See you next time. Cheers.